Hi, this is Troy Dreyer coming to you from Streaming Media East 2016. I'm having some brief conversations with thought leaders of our industry. I'm talking with Josh Courtney, Executive Producer and CEO of Sky VR. Josh has just delivered our second day keynote. Welcome, Josh.
Thank you.
The keynote was fantastic. And one thing I really appreciated was that you didn't try to sugarcoat where the VR industry is right now. You acknowledge that it's very early days and not everyone is having a great experience.
Right, that's true. We are really at the absolute beginning and baby steps of this industry. One of the things we highlighted in the presentation is that we're repeating history a little bit, in what we're doing. The early days of television, we just took TV cameras and pointed them at radio dramas, and it's kind of what we're doing now. We're taking that early content, we're trying to shoehorn it into virtual reality, and VR really is a change of format, and so there's a lot of testing that's going on. We have to rethink the way that we actually, write those stories, the way that we create that content. All of the cameras are new, all the software is new. It's not a creation process that we can bring from stuff that we've done before. A lot of the technology is coming out of the 3D space and the CG world from motion pictures, and so it's a totally different format, and we're changing from that third person, kind of passive experience in television and video, and into a first person experience in VR. So there's a lot of work to do still in that space. It's a really exciting time, but there's a lot of work to still do. And so I think it's important to educate the customers. It's important to educate the broadcasters and the people who are going to be the content producers. In the realities of what to expect. I think that's a really important part. It's important to educate the public about where VR is, where it's going. I think that if we overhype the expectation, just like with any content, if you overhype it, you have the possibility for disappointment. So, especially if the platforms aren't necessarily delivering just yet. But VR is getting close, and it's moving incredibly fast. What we did 2 months ago, we would never do today. We're literally moving that fast, both on the technology side and the content side and the camera side of things. I mean, we're changing all of that stuff daily.
And you have a message for people who may have had an early bad experience that kind of gave them motion sickness?
Yeah, I mean those problems have all been fixed. With all the manufacturers, whether it's Oculus or the Samsung Gear VRs or the HTC Vive or the Morpheus from Sony, they've all done a job of bringing the appropriate kind of head tracking in is now, and so those early issues and the early problems that everybody had, if anybody had gone out and actually done those early demos. A lot of that stuff's been fixed. It's a totally different experience now, and really they've done a good job, and what they're doing in the next releases is even better. So a lot of good stuff. So I would say come back and try it again.
And even though it's early days, the money is really flooding in. It sounds like with producers just can't wait to create their own VR.
Yeah, it's an expanded canvas, for storytelling, and I think that producers and directors and people in the market see that as a new way. It's a new form of storytelling. It's a new way to extend that message out. That's a really exciting thing for content creators. We've played around with online. We understand that market. We've done a lot of stuff in TV over the years, but just the ability to be able to move the audience into first person is really exciting. And I think that the consumer demand and the consumer adoption of virtual reality is driving a lot of excitement into that. It's being adopted incredibly quickly, much faster than I think people really understand. So, it's our job as the content creators to really get out there and start producing really great content that's entertaining for people. And I think that will, I think there's a bit of a vacuum right now in the content side of things. So, it's a producer's game right now.
I think excitement is the word. Even though it's early days, there's so much excitement about it right now.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining me. This is Troy Dreyer coming to you from Streaming Media East.